Witches, Celeste here with the Coven the Silver Cord. I'm just coming and giving you guys a little bit of a January reading for my Scorpios. Just seeing what energies we are going into 2020 with. We've got this beautiful lunar eclipse kicking stuff off January 10th, followed by the weekend where Saturn and Pluto and the Sun are all going to be at 22 degrees, which is just bringing a bunch of amazing energy to everybody. And we're just going to see what our Scorpios are coming into January with and what energies will be affecting you the most. What is affecting our Scorpios and what energies are we coming into January with? All right, so you're coming into this year with the Queen of Winter here. Strong, patient, self-sufficient, and funny. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. She's usually the single queen, unmarried or divorced, but this is someone coming into their own power and really being not so much divorced, but definitely independent in their standing. They don't need a partner. If they have one, they choose to have a partner. Also coming with the Four of Winters, setting aside your concerns for now so you can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation and need to sleep or vacation. So this is just really calling with whatever this self-sufficient energy you got going on right now. Before you make any rash or harsh decisions, be sure that you take a moment to really contemplating what it is you're doing. And this is also followed up with the Hermit mode. Find or be or mentor. Take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. This is really taking this independent energy and this time before you make any quick decisions to really do a lot of internal work here and really find what it is that you are searching for and why you are still searching for it. Why you can't switch the frequency from searching to finding. Seeking is part of the journey, but you should be open to being able to find the answers. And sometimes we have to do a bit of hermit mode in order to unlock those answers for us. It requires a good amount of shadow work and really examining your past traumas and why you are the way you are in order to gain a better understanding of yourself, especially if you are seeking to change yourself from negative frequencies where bad things keep happening and you keep finding yourself in the same cycle over and over again, into finding yourself in happier cycles where you're open and new good things keep coming in for you. All right. Well, I got the Three of Swords here reversed, so there's been a little bit of heartache. It could have been a third-party situation. That's not necessarily true. Third party could be anybody else who's involved in your relationship causing a little bit of turmoil. But you've got the Four of Cups, which is a good card to have with the partner that you have now, or if you're thinking of getting into a relationship. The third-party situation is something that you are transitioning out of. And recognizing with your hermit mode there and why you are working on being so self-sufficient is so that when you reach this Four of Cups phase, you're both coming in with 2 cups and everybody is an equal partner in that. I see the Jack of Wands This is really, he is all, in this deck, he is all about managing his shadow aspects and the difference between his forward-facing self and his shadow self. And he finds a healthy balance in that in order to manifest things that he's passionate about around him. Or her, if you're a girl in this sense. These energies go back and forth, however they resonate. Ten of Rods, Three of Wands reversed. So you feel a lot of pressure from the relationships and work that you have around you. Being self-sufficient comes with a lot of pressure and a lot of, not a whole lot of wiggle room usually. It's usually a lot of accepting your responsibilities. And the Three of Wands here reversed is you're having a hard time seeing the future right now and where you're getting ready to go. You have trying to manifest these new surroundings and raise your frequencies so that you can attract these better things, and you're just not seeing where you've got the wiggle room. Now with that, there is a lot of self-reflection that you are going through right now. And this is a positive self-reflection. This is about loving your reflection and learning to love yourself. But you're still battling. I'm seeing this. I'm not even sure if this is so much a third-party situation or that there is a third party that you're judging yourself against or comparing yourself to that's leading to a lot of you having to really look in the mirror and find your own worth here and stop devaluing yourself based on what you perceive other people. Whoever you're comparing yourself to, you're not them. You're not going to be them. So you need to look in the mirror and find reasons to love yourself and not worry about why some people love this other person. It's time to come into your own power. Because this is putting a dent on you being able to manifest these better situations for yourself. Yeah, just more heart conflict. This is just, the more you dwell and the more you search for things to be wrong, the more you are going to find things that are wrong. If you're looking for something to worry and complain about, the universe is going to give it to you. One of my favorite things with Scorpio is you guys are either worrying about something or complaining about something. And if you want to get out of these frequencies that keep landing you in these stagnant situations and third-party situations over and over again, you need to really reflect on what it is you are doing that is creating these cycles. How are you manifesting them over and over again? Are you constantly talking about the negative aspects of everything and everyone? Are you constantly talking about a past trauma of, you know, whatever, being neglected, being kicked out, being heartbroken, someone cheating? If you're constantly bringing up this past trauma and reliving the pain over and over again, you will keep manifesting this cycle. See, yes. So this is showing definitely a situation that you are struggling to move away from, and you are just struggling to put the burdens of this relationship down. And it's just a ton of game playing going on here. Who's better than who? Who can beat who? Who can care less? Who can care more? These games are just draining, and they keep you in this self-imprisoned isolation that you are struggling to get out of. This is 2 8s reverse now. So you are stuck in an infinite cycle of these toxic cycles. And the only way to break out of them is to get back into that self-reflecting self-love, genuinely self-loving, not portraying yourself as something you're not, and then you know, then you're beating yourself up because you're not actually that way. So we got here? We got the Three of Swords. This is a heartbreak that you're struggling to move away from, or something that is causing your heart a lot of pain. This is the Four of Cups. So this is an equal give and take. This relationship is even in what energy is being put in. Whoever is in this with you is mirroring your energy that you're putting out, this third-party heartache. You're both reflecting this back and forth at each other. And the Jack of Wands here is all about you acknowledging your shadow self here and what you put out in the front, and then your shadow aspects behind you, and you're learning how to balance that. And it comes with a lot of responsibilities. You got a lot of responsibilities around you that you can't just let drop because you have some emotional upheaval. And the responsibilities of being in a relationship are also heavy. So you do feel a lot of pressure from all that. And you feel stuck, like you're unable to see where to go forward in this situation because it's so much pressure and things are a certain way that you don't seem to be enjoying very much. And you are struggling to see how you can manifest this future differently with this person. Now, this is calling for a lot of self-reflection, self-love, a lot of looking in the mirror. And she's kind of looked away and she's got the teardrops on her face. But, you know, you have to look at your shadow aspects too, and you need to acknowledge where you have issues, and the only way to ever overcome them is to acknowledge them and figure out where they stem from. Else you'll find yourself constantly in these mask situations where you're constantly putting on a persona, and these third-party heart situations that come off as imbalanced. That's 2 3s for you right there too. This is the Jack of Pentacles reversed. This situation, this connection is draining, and you're not sure. I'm not seeing it being very prosperous. Whoever you're in this with, you both are putting out a frequency of lack, and that is what is causing this lack cycle. There's never enough because you keep complaining about there never being enough. And as long as you're constantly stressing about there not being enough, the universe will confirm your belief of there's never enough for you too. See, and this is why I say this is about a soul connection. So this is the soul connection that is causing the conflict. 5 is an uneven number. There's an uneven number of hearts that are involved here. And you're struggling to find a way to walk away from this situation. And you don't know how to put down all these rods that you've already put into place. You almost got, you know, to the 10 of rods with all this pressure and all this, but you are hesitant on putting in that last staff because you are recognizing that there is a problem there. And this is a lot of game playing, and this is negative game playing. This is not fun game playing. This is showing each other up type of game playing. And that can be very detrimental to your self-esteem and keep you in a self-imprisonment. The 8 of Swords usually depicts a woman who is blindfolded and entrapped within her own mind. Upright, she recognizes that she is trapped. Reversed is you don't see that this imprisonment is of your own creation. And if you created your cell, the door is not locked. You can leave. It's time to set solid foundations. It's time to set, this is the doorway of opportunity, and to set new and solid foundations. I wouldn't say with this connection, if you guys are already separated, this is not a doorway of opportunity to this old toxic connection. This is a doorway of opportunity to open you to new opportunities and new connections. If you're still with this person, this is an opportunity to find a middle ground with this person so that you can get out of this stagnant phase and get into a phase where you're setting new, solid, true foundations on truth and not game playing and lies. And that is how you will get back into your Queen of Cups, Queen of your emotions, and self-love for yourself. All right, let's get an oracle card for you guys. Oh, well, that was quick. Let's see what we got. We got new moon and promise. And now this card is about promise, and it does show lovers in the card. And this is about reminding you, and you got the moon and you got Venus right there. And this is reminding you of what you promised your own heart. Who did you promise it to? Who holds it genuinely? And this is about promises that you've made to yourself. We all make promises to ourselves, and we have a tendency of back-burnering them for other people. And this card is about reminding yourself what you promised yourself when it comes to love and relationships. You know, how you hold your own value and what things that you promised yourself you wouldn't do again and things like that. Remember those promises coming into January. And breach. This is all about gaining a whole new perspective. You're finally going to pull your head out from under the water and breach and gasp up for air and find yourself in a new perspective where your head is above water, above the emotional waters, where you can gain this perspective, where you can find those things that you promised yourself, you know, when you were younger. And this isn't so much about the traditional standpoints of what you promised yourself, but you did come into this world full of love and imagination, and somewhere along the lines we can lose sight of that, and we can end up being so rocked and rolled by the waves of emotion that we never come up for air, and it's just constant pressure. This is about finally taking time for yourself to breach the surface of those emotional waters and breathe and see things for how they truly are, and remember who you truly are. All right, now just remember, I mean, you got the Queen of Winter, the Four of Winter, and the Hermit. So this month is going to be a lot of introspection for you. And take the time to do it. Take the time to do it. Take the time to really go inside and find out why you feel the way you do about things, so that you can remember all the promises that you've made yourself and you can breach into a new perspective. All right, Scorpio, if you like this, please like, share, subscribe, comment, spank that bell, and I'll talk to you later.